Okay, we're finally winding down lesson 41 with some homework help, and I've chosen 3 homework problems to help you with here today. So on lesson 41, we're going to do number 7 first, and it is again a reciprocal function type of problem, and it does have radians in it, so it'll be good practice for us. So a secant is a 1 over a cosine, and negative pi over 3, when we look at our unit circle, remember the pi over 3's, this is a pi, so the pi over 3's are 60s. There's 3 of them in there. So this is going to be a minus 60 degrees down. So we could just go minus 60 degrees here, get it out of radians and into degrees. And then our cotangent is our cosine over our sine. Cosine of, and then sine of. All right, now, what is that angle? Negative 13 pi. Remember, 12 pi over 6 would have been 1 full trip around. So we can take away a minus 12 pi over 6, and we're going to be left with a 1 pi over 6, but negative. Okay, so it's going to be a negative pi over 6, and a negative pi over a 6, when we get here, is going to be a negative 30 degree. It's going to be a 30 degree down. So we're just going to make this a negative 30. So it's going to be a cosine of negative 30 over a sine of negative 30. All right, so now that we got that done, let's go and move a line down here. Now, the cosine of a negative 60, remember our negative 60 was here, the cosine of a negative 60, when we're talking about a 60 degree angle, our cosine is the short one. Okay, but our cosine is to the right, so it would be positive, and since it's the short one, it would be 1/2, wouldn't it? Okay, and then over here, we've got the cosine of a negative 30. The cosine of a 30 is the long one. So it's going to be, and it's off to the right, so it's going to be the square root of 3 over 2 is the cosine of a negative 30 over the sine of a negative 30 is down, so it will be negative, and the sine is the short one. It's a 1/2. So then when we go and simplify these, this is going to become, because we flip and multiply, this will become a 2. This one will become a minus, because of this minus right here. If I multiply both of these by a 2 over a 2, multiply by 1, that's going to cancel those two, and I'm going to get a square root of 3. Okay, now there's no way to combine those two together. So that would be our answer for this one. Okay, and that is homework problem number 7. And homework problem number 8 is going to be the permutation of 13 things taken 5 at a time. So according to our formula, this will be 13 factorial, and then 13 minus 5 factorial, or 13 factorial over 8 factorial. So basically, when we go to evaluate, it'll be 13 times 12 times 11, times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8. But instead of having to go click all that down, let's just say 8 factorial. And on the bottom, we're dividing by 8 factorial. And so we will cancel our 8 factorial and our 8 factorial off of there, and we wind up with whatever 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 equals. So that, when we multiply that out, should give us the answer, and y'all can click that out on your calculator and figure out what that is. Okay, now the last one I want to do for you here on homework help is over here. It's a logarithm problem. We have log base 3 of x minus 2 minus log base 3 of x plus 1 equals the log base 3 of 5. Now we have our logarithm properties that we're going to be working with, and we have a difference of 2 logs that are the same base. Okay, let me see, that's a little far away. Let me move this over here for you. Crank it up a little bit, see if I can get the board. There we go. Okay, so now when I have a subtraction, remember my identity tells me I can turn that into a division. So it's the log of the quotient is equal to the difference of the individual logs. So I can write this as log base 3 of the quotient x minus 2 over x plus 1 equals log base 3 of 5. Okay, now because the bases are the same, that means the arguments must be the same because we've set them equal to each other. So that gives us x minus 2 over x plus 1 equals 5. Okay, now if I stick that over 1 and cross multiply, I wind up with x minus 2 equals 5x plus 5. And then when I try to get my x's on one side, let's just move them over here. I subtract an x and I subtract an x and I get a 4x. And then I subtract a 5 and subtract a 5 and I get a minus 7. Or x is equal to minus 7 over 4. Okay? Now, remember, we always have to go back and check to see, does this make either one of our arguments negative? We have to have a positive argument. So when I plug in a negative 7 over 4, it doesn't work. And so since it makes one of them go negative, we would say no solution. And that is that.